This is Kate Beconsale. You're listening to Baconsale.
So, you have an end-of-year movie preview for me? Yes, sir, I do. I was thinking that this year we should just give the audiences something we know they'll like. Oh, yeah? Like what? Well, we'll have sequels to Beetlejuice, Joker, Venom, Moana, Sonic, Gladiator, and a Lion King prequel, a Nosferatu remake, and a film version of the Broadway smash Wicked. Known commodities are tight. It's going to be tough to put out a award bait movie, though. Actually, it's going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, we're just going to put Hollywood darling Timothy Chalamet in a Bob Dylan movie. What could go wrong? Boom. Reports suggest the audiences want new stories.
Well done,
That's actually,
sir.
yeah.
Well done.
Like and subscribe. Thank you, Zach /
Don't
Ryan
act
George.
like that's not already you.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
Yes, but welcome to Baconsale. I'm Joel.
I'm Kent.
And I'm Zach.
We'd like to thank you for listening to our last episode, our mascot battle finale.
Just barely washed the blood off. Why am I bleeding?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Right there watching the commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spencer Larson said, Brawny Man versus Kool-Aid Man is my favorite They Might Be Giants song. This bracket was great. And
That's awesome.
Then I was like, Brawny Man, Kool-Aid Man. Anyway, Rachel Crump said, this bracket was classic Baconsale, and I'm here for it. In fact, it was great.
Yeah. Like it.
Couple times.
Starting to hate it.
Yep.
And then there's a lot of people who are mad. Okay, I get it. You were mad. You didn't care at all about commercial jingles and all of this until we started talking about it. And suddenly it became very important to you. None of you have a right to be mad except for Karen Robinson, who said, I'm just so enraged that I keep getting that freaking Quiznos song stuck in my head.
It's Quiznos.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We did it again. I'm so sorry.
rides.
Everyone else just needs to calm down, but you get to be mad, Karen. You get to be mad.
But that's not what we're talking about today. What are we talking about today, Zach?
I'm talking about the end of movie
End of movies?
movies as we know it.
Listen, I know some movies are failing, but the end of movies?
End of year movies.
For like 2024, right?
Just or forever.
Yes, because as we did back at the beginning of the summer, we had our summer movie preview where we talked about the movies that were coming out that summer. We're now looking from now, September to December. Those are the movies we're looking at now. We're going to give you a little insight as to what's coming out to help you know what to watch and what to avoid.
Do you feel like this is like a horse that we're taking to the glue factory? Like when we started talking about movies this year, no one was excited about 2024 movies because a lot of the good ones were being delayed till 2025. Now, there have been some movies that have made money, but still, I don't think anyone was stoked for this year.
Well, the funny thing about the one thing I think people are excited for, and the funny thing about it is that last year, if you listen to our last year's fall movie preview, that was the one where you had to keep putting in the Taco Bell sound effect.
Yeah.
Bung.
Because
It's The Undertaker.
because all of the movies were being delayed because of the production strike.
Freaking tune.
Or the writer's strike.
Yeah.
And the year before, I think it was like, a couple years before that, it was like COVID kept delaying things. This is one of the first years where most of the picks, I think, are actually happening.
How about jinx the show already?
It's going to happen again. Like, watch tomorrow. Everything we're going to predict is going to be delayed.
So mad right now.
But let's take a moment, by the way, and talk about what we thought at the beginning of the summer versus what we think now. Our brain. Let's pick our brains a little bit.
Okay. Do you want me to start here?
Yeah, go for it.
So my least anticipated for the summer was Inside Out 2. Didn't see
Why?
it. People loved it.
That did not flop.
Really well.
Absolutely
it was
did not flop.
A massive hit.
And it's actually good.
It made Deadpool money, basically. Garfield. Didn't see it. I don't think really anyone talked about it.
What did they make at the box office?
Oh,
Do we know?
sorry. The Garfield movie.
Did it make any at the box office?
I don't know. Please look that up for me.
No.
Number 3 is Borderlands, which just barely came out.
That
and
bomb
is one of the worst movies of the year.
No. Garfield made budget of $60 million, made $255 million.
Dang it. There'll be another one. So Borderlands, then Kraven the Hunter.
Which got
continued.
delayed.
Number 1, a movie that made Deadpool money is Deadpool and Wolverine. I really wanted to fail.
You wanted that to fail, and it absolutely blew up the box office.
Crushed it.
And I might add, you liked it.
Okay.
You liked it.
C+?
Did you not like it?
C+?
That's above average.
It is.
Kent's over here like, I'm about to make a name of myself in a...
That makes sense if you've been online at all. So, Joel, what about you?
And they keep spoiling it. I know.
I'm so sorry.
I keep seeing things like, oh, they're in this movie too? Oh, they're in Deadpool too?
Essentially, if you didn't see this rated R movie within the first 2 days, you're spoiled.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
It's still funny to me to be like, oh, they're in this? That's funny. And it's the same reaction I probably get seeing them on the screen.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I've seen the clips and stuff. There is one really good one, but we're not talking about that right now.
No. What are we talking about today, Zach?
Okay, Joel, what about you?
No, for me, the ones I wanted to avoid and flop was Kraven the Hunter, which was supposed to come out August 30th, but it got pushed to December 13th.
Yeah, we'll talk about it again.
Twisters, I wanted to flop.
Oh,
because it had a budget of 155 million, but it's already made its budget back.
Barely. It's a break-even movie,
But at the same time, it made a profit. It turned a profit, and I didn't hate it.
It was like a non-romantic Hallmark movie.
Yeah, that
Right?
should go in the box.
Yeah. Well, it grossed $240 million on a probably that much budget. Well, $100 million budget. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, 155 million, 333.7 at the box office. But yeah, and I ended up liking that one. The Crow, I put that on there. It was supposed to come out. Well, it's actually about to come out now.
This weekend, yeah.
And so, but I'm not going to be able to see it. I still want it to flop. I still do.
Yeah, it's going to be bad.
Bad Boys Ride or Die did not flop. It got 4 times its budget back, which we've said before on Baconsale. I'll say it again just to clarify everyone. Usually they're shooting for about double their budget. Whatever they spend on their budget, double that. And if they get above that, the movie's profitable. Because that includes all the marketing and everything.
Yeah,
like that.
totally.
And my number one was I wanted Despicable Me 4 to flop. Budget of $100 million, and it only made $850 million.
It did not.
Nobody saw that movie.
$850 million.
Nobody saw it.
I mean, I guess my mother-in-law took the kids.
I mean, I dressed up in a tux to go see it, but nobody else saw
the third
it.
one. But it was really weird to see. Like, I thought the same thing though. I thought $850 million, but that's like almost $1 billion.
Wow.
And I don't remember anyone seeing it.
No.
We saw Inside. We had a choice of seeing Despicable Me 4 or Inside Out 2, and I saw Inside Out 2.
Good choice.
Yeah. Those are the ones that would have flopped. Now, jumping to my wanted to see.
Yeah.
I wanted to see A Quiet Place Day 1. Kent didn't take me, and so I didn't get to go, but I am now saving it for October, and I'm going to be watching it then.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
boring.
it did well at the box office. Furiosa, Mad Max Saga, didn't get to see it yet, but it bombed.
It totally bombed.
It made like exactly its budget back pretty much, which is not a good thing for a movie. Trap, Kent didn't take me to that one either. So that was a budget of $30 million, and it's already made double that. So it's got a profit coming.
So wait, hold on.
What?
How many of these did I not take you to?
You took me to none of these.
Okay, let's hear it.
But no, I do plan on seeing Trap as well. Once again, I'm saving that for, since I didn't see like it when early, I'm waiting till October.
Okay.
I like to watch something scary like every day in October, whether it be like an episode of a TV show or a movie. So a lot of times I save up
Real
movies.
Housewives or whatever, sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's scary in a different way.
I know.
So I'm saving it for that. So I'll see it. Hitman, I put on my number 2.
Okay.
I ended up seeing that one. This one, I don't know if you can consider it a flop because it only
It's a
made,
Netflix purchase.
Yeah, it made $4 million at the box
Yeah.
office, but it was on Netflix. That was the purpose of it. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really fun movie. So I'm glad I put that on there. And my number 1 was The Fall Guy, which if you listen to the Bacon Bit, which we released last week, I gave a little review of that. And the short version is, it was fine. I liked it. My wife loved it. I love you, honey. But not honey. My honey. Not your honey, Zach.
I am so confused.
Yeah.
Can Ryan Gosling be my honey? Not with that face, though, right?
Not anymore.
Yes. But, oh, you guys.
Well,
But I thought it was a little clumsy, and in the end, it was kind of like, yeah, you know what? I liked it. It's fine. So my wanted to see turned out fine, I guess, because the 2 I actually saw, I liked.
also apologies from me for not taking you to the movies.
Thank you. That's what I do. This
There was a
episode
question
for.
at the end of that sentence, by the way.
I didn't hear
Which
it.
It's Fine movie was more fine? Twisters or Fall Guy?
Twisters.
Okay, I
Yeah.
agree. I mean, I like Twisters.
All right. So for my number 5, I had Long Legs, which I really liked. Alien Romulus, which I really liked. Trap. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, that's a fine movie, but really not good.
It's not good.
Fall Guy, I didn't like. And then Furiosa, which I loved.
How much did you not like Fall Guy?
I thought it was just a total mess. C-.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe that's not hate, but still.
Guys, I still
Lazy.
haven't watched Furiosa. It's on streaming now, and I still haven't
It's
watched.
streaming right now.
Yeah, watch it in 4K if you can.
I got an OLED, bruh.
Okay. Am I talking to my kids right now?
No cap? You have an OLED?
Really? Skibbity.
So many eye rolls. So many eye rolls.
Yeah, this show's bussin'.
No, stop. You're as bad as me.
By the way, are we never going to do a Gen Z show? We did a millennial show year 1, maybe episode 4.
We probably could.
Yeah.
No, please.
But
No, please.
we basically did that when we had Briggs on the show. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
But he's an old soul, though.
He is, but at the same time,
yeah,
he's young.
I'm pretty sure he's older than me.
In soulness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
AD.
the closest thing to Gen Z we got.
Oh,
I'm just like I'm a perpetually online millennial.
Okay, bruh. Okay, bruh.
Anyway,
Skibbity,
so that's
skibbity.
looking back in the last year, that's what we thought. But now we're going to look forward. First, we'll tell you all the films we want to flop or the ones we just want to avoid. And then we'll move into the good stuff of what's coming up between now and December.
All right, first we make fun of the bad stuff. Give me your most bottom. Kent, what do you got?
Venom: The Last Dance.
Yeah.
Or should I say Venom: Save the Last Dance?
Now, I would watch that.
Yeah, right.
it was
Julia
safe-
Stiles gets a parasite, a venom parasite.
But I want to get into the school.
That Last Dance would actually be pretty cool. The hip hop one she does at the end.
Yeah.
That is so dated.
They just got to do that. That'd be so. That hip hop dance.
It's
is so bad.
It actually feels offensive now.
It actually does.
Save it for our Save the Last Dance tribute episode.
Wait. Okay, I'm feeling silly. So the synopsis of Venom: The Last Dance is Eddie and Venom are on the run, hunted by both of their worlds, and with the net closing in, I was like, what? The Sandra Bullock net? With the net closing in, the duo are forced into a devastating decision that will bring the curtains down on Venom and Eddie's last dance. I do not like all the weird symbolism and the metaphors that this synopsis is making.
I really just need Venom: The Last Dance. If it's not going to end with Julia Stiles dance, it's got to end like La La Land, where they like go through a life that could have been.
You know what? What if that happens?
That'd be great.
I'll probably cry.
I will too.
And then Eddie will be sitting there and watching Venom play piano. Oh, and the life they could have had.
Oh, they're like turds in the wind.
Here's to the fools who dream.
Okay, so this stars Tom Hardy, Juno Temple, and Chiwetel Ejiofor. And
good job.
Yeah, thank you. And this is, I'm surprised they're releasing this one this year, because most of the Sony movies since Madam Web have just, and by most I mean the one, have just been pushed back because Madam Web was such a disaster.
Were you guys surprised? I mean, maybe it was just me, but were you surprised a third movie was like already about to be released?
But Venom movies have made money.
They've made
But no,
so
I mean,
much money.
I knew it's the fact that like, oh yeah, sure, they'll make one, but all of a sudden it was like, wait, they have a trailer? Wait, this movie's coming out like soon?
Yeah.
It almost feels like the scabs made it during the strike.
Yeah.
How,
Yeah.
well, yeah, or AI or whatever. How do the Venom movies, I'm not saying they're good, right? But how do they kind of escape the Sony curse? Because when you watch the trailer, you're like, you know what? I'm still going to watch that. You watch their other Spider-Verse movies and you're like, I never want to see that.
It's the Tom Hardy buddy cop nature with Venom. Like,
Okay.
something about it just works.
Yeah.
Here
Even
we
though
are just kind of making fun of it and still laughing.
Like the
having
track
fun.
record's not good, but as soon as I saw Venom Horse in that trailer, I was like, yeah, I'm going to see that opening weekend. And that's so stupid because I don't really love the buddy cop comedy
Tom
aspect
Hardy
of
and
it.
Tom Hardy, because Tom Hardy does the voice for both. Like he's Tom Hardy and he's also Venom.
Yeah, I don't want to hate this
Brock.
movie, but also with the other two movies, I like the second, or I like the first one more than the second one. So I hope this one kind of comes back around.
The bar for this is very low. Obviously,
Yeah.
Madam Web came out and they're a little bit gun shy, but then Borderlands came out and made Madam Web look good. So
Right.
You think it's that bad?
at least
Yeah.
it'll be better than Borderlands.
Is that going to be on the poster?
Yeah, for sure. Well, at least it's better than Borderlands. Joel, what do you have for your most bottom?
You guys remember Megamind, right?
Yeah.
I'm really excited for the sequel, Megalopolis. No.
Joel.
So Megalopolis is a movie coming out September 27th, and its director is Francis Ford Coppola, who hasn't done anything good since the 70s. Just saying. And even then, he made two really good movies.
I just love that he and George Lucas are friends because, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hasn't made a good movie since the 70s.
Yeah.
Good call.
I thought you were going to say you were friends with George Lucas.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
I am.
Yes.
Good.
But this movie
I
stars...
am actually George Lucas's jowl.
I knew it.
You. I mean,
Anyway.
I don't know what I mean by that.
Megalopolis. Megalopolis. I don't know why I have such a hard time saying it.
Megan Mullally, Joel.
She's not in this, but Adam Driver...
Blockalus.
Giancarlo Esposito's in it. Gus from Breaking Bad. You also got Aubrey Plaza, Shia LaBeouf, John Voight. He's still working. Lawrence Fishburne, Talia Shire, Jason Schwartzman. Like, there's a lot of names in here I know and like respect. Even Dustin Hoffman's in this, which seems weird to me. Here's the plot summary. An architect wants to rebuild New York City as a utopia following a devastating disaster. Now, this has been, and once again, if you listen to the Bacon Bit, which were recently released, Kent talked about this a little bit. This is a longtime passion project for Francis Ford Coppola. Like, he wanted to make this way back in the day, but it wasn't working. Like, he couldn't get what he wanted. Actually, he had a string of disappointing box offices.
Right.
And they kind of had to rebuild himself.
He had
Kind of.
he had conceived the idea for this movie while filming Apocalypse Now in 1977.
Do you
Yeah.
think that because he's near the end of life, presumably, he's like, you know what? I have a lot of money. I'm just going to spend it all on this.
Well, he actually sold a portion of his winery in California to spend $120 million of his own money to fund this movie.
Wow.
So he's like, I think just people didn't have enough faith in him because he hasn't done anything good since the 70s. And they decided we're going to create this movie, and I have an experimental idea. You want to know how experimental, Kent? Let's talk about how experimental.
Go on.
Coppola adopted an experimental style during the shoot that permitted improvisation by letting actors write scenes themselves, and he himself making spontaneous changes to the script while they're making it.
What in the Tom Sawyer is that? Like, you know what? I want you to write this.
Is that not Judd Apatow comedies, though?
Well,
I think
true.
it's agreed upon, though. But for this one, the art department and the visual effects team both resigned, among others, because they were just like, it's too difficult to work with this. We cannot deal with this.
Yeah.
I feel like it's doomed. I feel like this is.
I don't think he
doomed
cares.
Project.
I don't think he cares. I think this is one he puts out at a festival and he says, hey, look, I did it. I made my movie. I feel complete. And it's going to make $10 million, maybe total, maybe. But it will be remembered as one of these massive passion projects that bombed.
And why do I have this on my number 5? Why is this on my?
Because you don't want to not ever see it because it's going to be a mixed project, right?
But why do I have it on my want to bomb is what you're asking yourself right now, deep in your hearts, listener.
Yeah.
And it's because when I watched the trailer, I went, oh my gosh, they are going for the Academy Awards here. Like it is.
No.
He
knows you won't get it.
It feels like one of those fake movie clips that you see in other movies.
It feels like a cologne commercial.
A little bit, yeah. It was like so much like Adam Driver's just like, I'm acting right now. Look how much I'm acting. And the camera shots and all the effects. And I'm looking at this going, look, you're trying too hard. And that turned me off to Megalopolis.
Okay.
It hasn't made anything good since the 70s. You didn't like Twixt with Elle Fanning and Alden Ehrenreich?
I'm a right Twix sort of guy.
I don't know.
You didn't
that.
like Tetro?
No.
Oh, I'm really good at that.
You didn't like The Rainmaker?
I saw that one.
I like The Rainmaker.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Jack wasn't that good.
Oh, Jack.
That's so bad. I hate that.
I didn't like it. Yeah.
All right. Joel, what's your next bottom?
My next bottom number, coming in at number 4.
Still good.
From the director of Step Up 2, The Streets, Step Up 3D, G.I. Joe Retaliation, Gem and the Holograms, Now You See Me Too, and Wicked Part 2. I'm choosing Wicked. So Wicked is directed by John M. Chu. And it stars
Why?
Cynthia, I'll tell you why. Because Cynthia Erivo, is that how you say it? Erivo, thank you.
Did
Cynthia
he direct In the
Erivo,
Heights?
Ariana Grande, he did. With Michelle Yeoh, Jeff Goldblum, who else we got here? Peter Dinklage is in this as well. The plot summary: after 2 decades as one of the most beloved and enduring musicals on the stage, Wicked makes its long-awaited journey to the big screen as a spectacular, generation-defining 2-part cinematic event this holiday season. That is not a synopsis.
Do you think it's going to be popular?
I think it'll be popular.
Popular.
Sorry.
So my feelings about Wicked have gone around the roller coaster because I read the book years ago, hated it. Of
course.
Absolutely hated it. So I avoided the musical. Then I heard the music and I was like, this is really good music.
The music's good.
I love this music.
Have you seen the show?
Then I went and saw, Zach, I saw Wicked in the West End in London.
Oh, okay.
And hated it.
The plot is terrible.
It is terrible.
The music's fantastic. The characters are interesting, but the story is trash.
It is. And so it's a prequel of Wizard of Oz. It's the Wicked Witch of the West origin story. And as I knew they were going to do a movie about this, I was like, fine, make a movie. But it feels, it feels too late.
Yeah.
This feels like this should have been made 10 years ago.
All right.
It might have been still relevant. But now it feels like the peak of Wicked was back in the early, mid-2000s.
Right.
And now it's like, okay, now they're doing a movie of it? Sure, whatever. They're pulling in Ariana Grande to get some, pop music fans in to see this musical that they're probably not going to
Is
like.
she not Kristen Chenoweth, though? Is she not mini Kristen Chenoweth with her fake voice?
Some clips have been released of her singing. She's very good.
Does she use the pitch correction that you hate so much?
I mean, that's kind of her thing.
She's quite a good singer, though.
Yeah.
Who is Ariana Grande? Like, she's not a real person,
Save it for
right?
Ariana Grande episode.
She might be like, she honestly, to me, is Austin Butler. You know how Austin Butler, like, he's a chameleon and he just becomes whatever he's researching.
You think you're the
at
same
time.
person?
No, because he has talent. So I think Ariana Grande is like, she's like one of the most phony celebrities out there. What is with that voice? I hate it.
There's videos of her like dropping register when
Totally
she's talking to people,
right.
like remembering to talk higher and lower. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But that's beside the point. The point being about this is that I was kind of like, okay, I'm not really going to care about this movie. And this movie, by the way, they don't care that much about because it was supposed to come out a few years back, but they put the film on hold, put the production all on hold, and gave the film adaptation of Cats the release date formerly held by this film. So Cats, this movie was supposed to be released, and then Cats took its place. And then a couple years later, they put it on hold again because then they moved Sing 2 to its new release date.
Oh, I thought they were going to just build a larger Broadway universe.
The dark Broadway
It's like, I want to talk. I'm here to talk to you about West Side Story.
And if that weren't enough, because already I'm not that excited about the story, I'm not really excited about the casting. I feel like it's a little bit cursed considering the films it was supposed to that took its place.
Right.
But also, it's a two-parter.
Joel, I was
cutting it into two parts.
Ready to fight you at every point until the two-parter thing. I actually am willing to give this movie a shot, but I'm angry at the two-part thing. It's unnecessary.
And especially if this ends with Divine Gravity, and then part 2 literally has no great songs.
They're going to add a new song, I think, is what they said.
It has no great songs. It like just blitzes through, like
dances through life,
running adjacent to the Wizard of Oz. Like, it's not good.
So I want to read this quote from the director. He said about filming in two parts. As we prepared the production over the last year, it became impossible to wrestle the story of Wicked into a single film without doing some real damage to it. As we tried to cut songs or trim characters, those decisions began to feel like fatal compromises to the source material that has entertained us all for so many years. We decided to give ourselves a bigger canvas and make not just one Wicked movie, but two. Wait, he's still talking.
So Joel,
with more space, we can tell the story of Wicked as it was meant to be told, while bringing even more depth and surprise to the journeys for these beloved characters.
Can that quote have a part 2? Because that was real long.
It kind of did. But it kind of annoyed me that he said that. Like, we can't. It would damage the story to tell it in one movie. And I'm like, you know how many musicals were told in one movie and did just fine?
Yeah. Do you know how many? Do you know how Wicked is told? And once?
Yes.
Right?
In
just
one
make
sitting.
it a long movie.
Yeah.
Get out of town.
I don't like it. I don't like the part 2 thing. And so this is my number 4 least anticipated movie.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, Kent, what is your next bottom?
Fourth bottom is Red One. Red One comes out November 15th. So after a shocking abduction from the North Pole, the commander of the ELF task force must partner with the world's most infamous bounty hunter to save Christmas. Directed by Jake Kasdan, who directed Walk Hard and the Jumanjis.
Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story?
Yeah, pretty good.
The later Jumanjis? Jumanji.
The later Jumanjis.
Okay.
And starring The Rock, Chris Evans, and J.K. Simmons. And Bonnie Hunt.
Oh.
I'm so happy to see Bonnie Hunt again.
I know.
I love her.
Gained me at Bonnie Hunt, lost me at The Rock.
Yeah, because who is The Rock anymore?
I don't know.
The Rock is
honestly,
Bonnie Hunt.
What?
If you rearrange the letters in Rock, it spells Bonnie Hunt.
And Chris Evans, like, he's just kind of Chris Evans now, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I got a beard, and you guys called me, like, I live next door, so I came over to film this movie.
Yeah.
This movie is kind of like Wicked, like a CG fest. And granted, it's a kid's movie, so there's going to be a lot of allowances being given. It's fine. But it's not for me. I am not very tolerant of Christmas movies anyways. And, I mean, what? What was the face for?
Nothing. Just not surprised.
Yeah, mostly they're just hokey, and this one looks like it will be a one-time watch at best, although Krampus does appear in this movie. But they make him memeable because Krampus is part of the modern slapping competitions. That's what Krampus is involved in, a YouTube slapping competition.
Look, if you watch this trailer for Red One and think it looks good, just go watch Rise of the Guardians instead.
Yeah, Rise of the Guardians is really good.
Pretty fun.
I kind of like the trailer.
No, Joel.
I'm just saying.
Bonnie Hunt won me over.
Yeah, no, she's great. And J.K. Simmons, he's buff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of cool. But The Rock and Chris Evans, like, it's basically, here's what they do. I'm going to react to the CG scene with a one-liner. That's the entire trailer.
I'm not saying it's going to be good.
Okay.
I'm just saying I may like it.
Yeah, and that's fine.
But like in Rise of the Guardians, Santa's Russian and he has sleeve tattoos.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
I actually really like Rise
Go
of
watch
the
that
Guardians.
movie instead. I love that.
Surprisingly good.
Fantastic. Red One. Okay. What's your third bottom?
Red One, standing by.
My third bottom is
5.
Kraven the Hunter.
All right.
Mostly, I should put this in my most anticipated because I've been anticipating this to be released this whole year.
I gave up on it.
Oh, you did?
Pretty much.
Is it in your list anywhere?
I'm not telling you.
Okay.
Joel, you did Minions Rise of Gru for like 4 years in a row.
I know.
And Masterminds.
Delaying it.
So Kraven the Hunter is being released December 13th. It is rated R. Or at least, I don't know if this one is rated R. Venom, they haven't said, but it looks very rated R.
You think they're going to go with an R on this one? They didn't go with an R on the last two, right?
They're teasing you. It'll be a 13. Come
Do you
on.
think it'll be 13? He
I
bites
want
heads
you
off.
to think it might be R.
Okay, but
It can be a bloodless head bite.
that's probably true.
That sounds like a dope metal album.
Bloodless head bite.
So Russian immigrant. Russian. Okay.
Russian him again.
I'm going with it. I did say Russian immigrant.
Are you Russian him again? You're rushing him again right now?
I'm rushing him again.
Guys, that's how they say it in Russia. Okay. Immigrant. See, now I got so nervous because his name is Sergei Kravinov. That's actually easier than immigrant. He's on a mission to prove that he is the greatest hunter in the world. This stars Aaron Taylor Johnson, Russell Crowe, and Ariana DeBose. So I just love it when Ariana DeBose appears in movies now.
Craven the Hunter did the thing.
This one looks very violent on purpose. Like it's really trying to get that audience. It's like, hey, we're rated R. It's kind of cool, right? It almost has like Rambo First Blood vibes, but it's just going to be a silly Sony superhero movie because they're going to just cram it with villains. I don't know if you've seen the trailer, but they show Rhino and it's not super great. Like I like Aaron Taylor Johnson as an actor. I think he's taking this so seriously. I think I'll enjoy watching him in this movie. I don't really like Craven as a character. And once again, to make a villain the hero of a story, it's not for me.
I can name a number of movies that you like where the villain is the hero.
Go on.
Fight Club.
Okay, but different, right? Like an established villain in a story then becomes the hero.
Cruella.
Breaking Bad.
You love
No.
Cruella.
So Breaking Bad was an original story, right?
Maleficent. You love that one.
Yeah.
Hey, stop it. I do.
Do not.
You were just basically saying Venom's the greatest movie ever. Fifth bottom.
I feel bad for immigrants. Okay.
Okay. Joel, third bottom.
My third, speaking of rated R, my third bottom also has rated R vibes because it probably is rated R because the first one was rated R because I'm choosing Gladiator 2. So Gladiator 2 comes out November 22nd. It's directed by Ridley Scott, who's directed such things as Alien, Blade Runner, Legend, Thelma and Louise, G.I. Jane, Hannibal, Black Hawk Down, Prometheus, Alien Covenant, House of Gucci, Napoleon. Did you get whiplash from all those movies?
Oh, I sure
I
did.
forgot about Thelma and Louise.
Good, bad.
That's crazy.
Ridley Scott is one of those directors that I just can't get a handle on his style because he tries all different things.
However, his last movie was Napoleon, so shouldn't this one be good?
But House of Gucci was also bad.
So he's due for a good one then.
He could be, but who knows? This may be a Prometheus slump again, where it may be led
I like
by
Prometheus,
but it may be led by some. Anyway, I've expressed my feelings on Baconsale before. How I am not enamored with the original Gladiator.
No,
love the soundtrack. Absolutely love the soundtrack. Some amazing visual there. It gets me weepy at the end every time, but I don't love it. It's a 3.5 star movie for me. Where I'm like, you know what, better than average, but not one of my favorites.
Because you're more of a Braveheart guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I get that.
Oh, by the way, this movie stars Paul Mescal, Pedro Pascal, which is hard to say. Those two together, Connie Nielsen and Denzel Washington.
Every time I see a picture, what's it, Paul Mescal?
Paul Mescal?
Yeah.
I think it's Aaron Taylor Joy. Every time.
Which is the big guys? Aaron Taylor Johnson and Anya Taylor Joy mixed
He's
together?
in the Queen's Gambit, right?
Yes, I cannot differentiate those two for some reason because I haven't seen either in anything.
Yeah. Plot summary. After his home is conquered by the tyrannical emperors who now lead Rome, Lucius is forced to enter the Colosseum and must look to his past to find strength to return the glory of Rome to its people.
After watching that trailer, I really wanted Denzel to just look at the camera and go, what are we, some kind of Gladiator 2? Like there's just something that feels so off about this movie.
It is the dialogue. Okay. The dialogue does not feel Gladiator.
However, are you ever sad about seeing Denzel Washington on screen? No.
But if he doesn't fit in, like it'd be like if we were doing, like honestly, if we were doing an ancient Roman movie and all of a sudden Denzel walks in as the character from Training Day.
Sure.
And you're like, wait, this doesn't fit.
No, I think Denzel's going to be the best part of the movie. I just think that the movie doesn't need to exist.
No, it absolutely does not.
I think like, you can tell they're just shoehorning like, this was the sword of Maximus.
Yes.
You should feel something now.
And then
Denzel will be good.
They were pitching
he will.
They were pitching this back as early as 2001. They were trying to do a sequel to Gladiator. And then it's been working on it ever since with, writing and casting, and the whole thing is delayed very long. The original budget was $165 million, but then it's ballooned to at least $310 million.
Oh my word!
So
what are they thinking?
Russell Crowe has said that he deserves to be paid for how often he gets asked about this movie. He is so tired of talking about it.
About
he's just a grump, though.
Oh, isn't he though? But he's like, I'm not in it. I don't know what's going on with it. Stop asking me about it.
Ridley Scott's finally getting his rhino battle in this film. He wanted to have a rhino battle in the original Gladiator, but didn't have the budget for it. But now he does.
Cool, by the way. Cool.
I'm down with the rhino battle.
Also, they're flooding the Coliseum, right?
Yeah.
Got to be better than Amazing Spider-Man 2, right? That rhino battle was disappointing.
Okay.
That was disappointing.
That was a tease.
It was a disappointing end to Andrew Garfield's time as Spider-Man.
If Paul Giamatti shows up in Gladiator 2, I will
As
freak.
Rhino?
I will freak. I'll throw down so much money.
Lucius, I have come for you.
Yes.
Also, there was, and this is a little sadder too, but there was an accident. There was a fire on when they were filming, injured 6 crew members. Just one of those things where I'm like, you're ballooning budget. There's injuries on set. It feels a little careless, which is why I'm putting Gladiator 2 at my 3.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah,
sure.
My number
so
3,
Gladiator
least anticipated.
Third. What about your second bottom, Joel?
We've already talked about it. It's Venom: The Last Dance. But if it were Venom Saving the Last Dance, Save the Last Dance,
Oh,
I would
that'd be
absolutely
number one.
The top.
Yeah.
Number one.
But apparently I found out, it said this is the 5th film in Sony's Spider-Man universe, and I had to be like counting on my fingers, being like,
Yeah, here we go. 3 Venoms,
that one.
a Madam Web.
It's Morbin time.
Oh, Morbius.
Well, and they say this, the Sony Spider-Man universe, they call it the SSU, which is terrible. That's a terrible name.
It's a school down south, right?
Yeah. But they're only
They
really...
changed the name, though.
That's
Oh,
all
no,
they're really
it's
counting.
Sonoma State University. You can
okay.
Google it.
So they have, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, Morbius, and Madam Web. Those are the 4 that preceded this one. The
Okay.
Sony's shared, what is it? What did I say? So Sony Spider-Man
Spider-
universe, which doesn't include any
Also,
Spider-Man movie.
will it be The Last Dance? Is this the end of Venom? Do you think Sony loves using the character?
I think Tom Hardy is done. I think the symbiote...
I don't think so.
The symbiote could absolutely go to another
I bet he
character.
enjoys it. I bet he enjoys the role.
Tom Hardy doing a sequel is weird.
Yeah.
Doing a trilogy is insane to me.
Yeah.
They must have a killer deal that they negotiated.
Yeah. But I think he's done after this one, but I think the symbiote will go to someone else like, who's that person? I always get mixed up with Tom Hardy.
Oh, yeah. His name is
The guy from the better version of
something Green.
The guy from...
He's in Prometheus and Upgrade.
Yes, Upgrade.
Upgrade.
I'm thinking a guy from Upgrade.
His name is
There's no way to
Logan
Marshall Green.
Marshall Green. That's it. Yeah. Those two
Anya
look
Taylor-Joy. Got it.
Tom Hardy and Logan Marshall Green look really much alike. Yes. And, but yeah.
Will those go straight to DVD or will those...
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Straight streaming, Kent.
Oh, yeah.
Get with the times, brah.
Skip that. Straight to TNT.
Well, that'd be fun. But yeah, Venom Last Dance, my number 2, least anticipated. No, thank you.
Kent, what is your second bottom?
We're just repeating ourselves now. Wicked. I
But you put that up pretty high.
I didn't see it on the West End. I saw it in L.A. at the Pantages Theater.
Oh.
Adam Lambert played Fierro.
Furiosa.
He's Furiosa.
Yeah, he played Furiosa in Wicked.
I liked the play okay just because I went in really blind. And I was like, oh, this is fine. I heard a lot of complaints about the story, and it's
Because it's
fine.
good spectacle and good music.
That.
Story's
But
bad,
this
but
is
everything else is
This
good.
is CW's version of Wicked because the main actors are in their 40s, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you guys in college? Oh, okay, I don't buy it. Although I do think the performances will be likable, and the music could really sell audiences on this movie.
Well, okay. Idina Menzel definitely crafted that role.
Right.
But when I heard Cynthia, I can't do her last name.
Yeah.
Erivo.
Yeah.
When she was singing in the trailer, I went, okay, you can sing.
As a person who's extremely sensitive to this stuff.
Yeah.
To green skin.
Yeah, the music, yes, for sure. The music sounds like it's going to be quite good.
Yeah.
I think this will hit with its target audience, but that's it.
The visuals will hurt. The visuals are so ugly.
Are they?
It's so
Yeah, it's
drab,
CG cotton
it's
candy.
so gray.
It's gross.
Like,
Yeah.
Is it going to be uglier? I shouldn't say uglier, but more cotton candy like than.
Ryan Gosling's face.
No, jeez. Kent.
so swollen.
Parcel tongue?
Stop.
Go on.
No, then the wow, I'm blanking on everything. The Wizard of Oz movie.
Oh, yeah. Oz the Great and Powerful.
Oz Great and Powerful. It's going to look like that?
Maybe about the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we both wanted to fail. Sad.
Or do we have some honorable mentions
Only
or
a
dishonorable
few,
mentions?
and I feel bad about this one because I think it's going to be a good movie. I just don't care about sequels. Moana 2. So
Do you
sorry.
hear the story behind Moana 2?
There's been
Allegedly.
There's been
Go
a
on.
couple stories. Go.
It's going to be like a TV show?
Allegedly, it was going to be it was going to be a Disney Plus TV show. There was announced a Moana Disney Plus show, and then it suddenly got canceled, and suddenly Moana 2 is coming out. So do you
think
the
they
idea
said-
is they made a couple episodes of the show, scrapped it, compressed everything, Moana 2.
Do you think they said, hey, we could actually make a lot of money from this and no one will watch it on Disney Plus?
Probably.
Or The Rock is blackmailing us so that you can be in both versions of Moana?
Could be.
Yeah. Anyways, I feel it feels bad because it could be a good movie. And then also Hellboy, the Crooked Man, which comes out September 27th. This is like...
Is that the sequel to Crooked Man, or is that the sequel to Hellboy?
Who even knows at this point?
It's like Alien versus Predator.
A Conjuring crossover?
Oh, wow. You know what? That would be pretty cool. The trailer looked really low budget. I think the guy playing Hellboy doesn't really match the character. This is the 4th Hellboy movie, and I don't know if they're really not tied in all that much. But I don't know if it's a reboot because they won't really see a sequel. So those are my only 2 honorable mentions.
I had a couple bomb honorable mentions. Honorable mentions.
Take it easy.
Abominable.
Moana 2's on there. Craven the Hunter's on there. I put Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
No.
Are you just feeling done?
Yeah.
Why?
Kind of like Jim Carrey?
They're fun.
It's fine. And then I put Transformers 1, which actually I didn't. I was going to be on my list, but I'm like, you know what? It's animated. It's a separate universe. Fine. But do we need a prequel?
I bet the kids will love it.
So?
Yeah, that's my problem though with Transformers 1 is I think the idea is interesting. I think it even might be a good movie. I absolutely hate the art style. Like I don't want to watch it because it looks like a bad Netflix kids show.
Yeah.
But it actually could be good. But the art style is so bad.
So there's my honorable mention.
Okay, Kent, what's your most bottom?
I think Joel and I have the same choice.
Do we?
Oh, yeah.
It's not been mentioned to this point.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Fight Club 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, no, it does say Mufasa, the Lion King. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Wow, we picked it. Have we ever matched on a number 1 Want a Bomb?
I don't know.
I mean, I always seem to pick the Disney ones.
Yeah.
The Disney live action remakes as my hated ones.
Well, we both just hated the Lion King Flesh and Blood reboot.
Didn't see it. That's how much I didn't want to watch it.
What?
I still refuse to watch it.
I've never seen it.
I've said I've seen it now. That's rude.
You should be.
Wow.
But no, this is directed by Barry Jenkins, who directed Moonlight and Beale Street Could Talk. It stars Donald Glover, Seth Rogen, Billy Eichner, Beyonce Knowles Carter, and her daughter, Blue Ivy Carter, in her feature film debut.
Simba, having become king of the Pride Lands, is determined for his cub to follow in his paw prints while the origins of his late father Mufasa are explored. Essentially, this is
The Godfather 2.
This is Rafiki telling the story to Simba's cub and Timon and Pumbaa for comedic element, which they've done before in the animated movies, like 1.5.
1.5.
Simba's Pride.
And then
kind of fun.
Then he goes back. It's actually pretty fun.
Save for our Disney sequel episode.
Why has that happened? Okay, but they go back and tell the story of Mufasa. Now, if you've seen the trailer, I think they took notes. I think they followed the feedback that everyone gave them from the first movie, which is
Don't make this.
no, because then they made it because it made made $1.4 billion.
Ugh.
But everyone said there's no expression in these lions' faces.
It was quite drab.
Yeah.
And this admittedly does look a little more lively.
Yes, and it really does. But in this story, Mufasa is an orphan. Scar, or should I say Taka, is the rightful king. Mufasa is a usurper.
Nothing. What's that quote? I've heard it before. There's nothing the audiences love more than being told the thing that happened never happened. Mm-hmm. And I hate that. I hate when they pull the rug out of a hero and say, by the way, they were really the bad guy.
And actually,
the whole
he's
time.
quite sympathetic.
Yeah.
And he got a scar from Mufasa.
And then he changes his name to Scar and doesn't sing Be Prepared in the movie.
And also his bangs swoop in front of his face, and Tobey Maguire is a bully.
But I just feel like I said, I didn't care to watch the live action remake. I don't care to watch the what do they call it? Photorealistic animated prequel.
But maybe will it be okay and watchable because it's not repeating the same story that we've seen shot for shot?
I don't know.
That's a point you just made.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, really?
But I've said it before on Baconsale. I'll say it again. If we stop paying for these live action remakes, they'll stop making them. But people keep paying for them. People keep giving them money, and they need to stop. Stop giving Disney money for rehashing old stories as live action remakes when their foundation was on animated films. Build on that.
Wow.
Do the bombs. Do the bombs. If a movie did not do well in animation, maybe it will do well in live action.
Black Cauldron?
Or Treasure Planet.
Yeah.
I would really watch a Rescuers remake.
A live action?
The Flesh and Blood.
I would be worried about the villain and how she looks in live action.
There's a way to make it work. There's a way.
For Madame Medusa?
Yeah.
They have plenty of adventures.
Yeah.
You can just do another Rescuers mission.
Just Down Under. That'd be fun.
Give me Rescuers live action like Stuart Little.
Okay, but those are the movies we want to bomb, obviously.
That was most of the show. That's where we start goofing and being funny. We got to take this next one seriously.
We do.
There's no goofing allowed.
No goofing.
Okay. Joel, what's your least top?
Wow, that is getting really confusing because my number 5 most anticipated film from between now and the end of the year is obviously Young Cook, I Am Still.
Okay.
Have you guys heard?
Like you said, no more comments.
They're making a Young Cook movie. Do you guys know who Jungkook is?
From BTS.
From BTS,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
K-pop band?
I thought it was like the Bear prequel or something like that.
Emerald.
Comes out September 18th,
Gordon
you guys.
Ramsay.
No, that is
It's
not.
not
Big Bang.
Jungkook?
That is my. Is it Jungkook or Jungkook? Jungkook.
It's like,
I don't speak Korean. That's my Portuguese and Spanish coming through. But my actual pick, because that was the joke pick. Actually.
Okay.
oh, was it?
Yes, you know, yeah.
Oh,
My number 5
very serious.
is Nosferatu.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, I know you're saying, Joel, this is a remake. This is a remake of a classic horror movie.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm instigating a new rule. It has been over 100
If
years.
it's 100 years, you can do
If
it.
it's over 100 years old, you can give it a remake. Sure. I'll allow that.
It was 1922 or something.
Also,
1922 is an original
there's
silent
not much
Nosferatu.
to Nosferatu as a story.
What are you talking about?
Being
It's
taken
Dracula.
from elements of Dracula, but not the total Dracula story.
Right.
Right. There's not much there.
It's a compelling story with a
but no, I'm saying
creepy creature.
it's okay to make a remake and expand on the story that wasn't there in the first
Yes,
place.
and with Robert Eggers at the helm, who directed such things as The Witch, The Lighthouse, and The Northman, it's going to be a very clean horror movie for everybody.
It's going to take a couple views to figure it out.
Yeah. So,
I mean, Nosferatu, it's Kirkland Dracula.
Oh, yes.
In that, like, you could argue it's better.
But is Dracula
It's not Kroger.
even
it's
Dracula
Kirkland.
anymore? Yeah.
but
I trust it. I trust Kirkland.
I don't know. I may
Not a sponsor.
like Nosferatu, the 1922, better than 1931's Dracula.
Based on
Right.
visuals?
Maybe. Although, but I also know that it's a hard sell to get people to watch a 1922 German silent film. That is a hard sell.
I didn't care for it.
Yeah,
So I'm
which is fine.
actually, but I like conceptually. So I am actually kind of excited for this movie.
Yeah, because this looks interesting. Here's the plot summary. A gothic tale of obsession between a haunted young woman and the terrifying vampire infatuated with her, causing untold horror in its wake. Starring Bill Skarsgård in another creepy role.
Yeah,
I think he's found his
good
element.
at it.
Nicholas Hoult, Lily Rose Depp, Aaron Taylor Johnson again, and Willem Dafoe is in
Yeah,
this.
Willem Dafoe. He is the all-star in these movies.
Yeah. Well, it's funny.
Robert Eggers movies, I mean.
Robert Eggers, the director, he said that after The Vivitch, as we call it around here, when he made that, he planned to make Nosferatu his second film because it was his passion project, but then he delayed it to do his other movies, The Northman and Lighthouse. But then he said that one of the reasons is when he was thinking of making that his second film, he said, it feels ugly and blasphemous and egomaniacal and disgusting for a filmmaker in my place to do Nosferatu next.
But wait, but now we're getting it, and
Now,
it's all those same
after
things?
4 movies, it's
like,
okay.
hey, you know
Is
what?
that all he's made?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
Dang.
Hey, Robert, you've earned the blasphemy.
That's a weird thing to say. Also, I'm excited because English singer Harry Styles was attached to this movie but had to drop out. So
Thank goodness.
that
Yeah.
makes it a little blurred.
Oh.
And then, I don't know, Bill Skarsgård, are you okay? Because it says to prepare for the role of playing the character Nosferatu, which is a kind
Count
of a,
Warlock and all that.
an
yeah.
emaciated vampire. They said that he lost a significant amount of weight and worked with an opera singer to lower his vocal range and spent up to 6 hours a day having prosthetic makeup applied.
Wow.
I don't even know if that was for the shoot. I think he was just having makeup applied.
His extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
Post-shoot. Wow.
So yeah, Nosferatu is my number 5. I'm anticipating it, although I probably will have to wait till it comes out on streaming so I can do a little
Yeah,
filtering.
that's a Christmas Day release right there.
Yeah. On Christmas.
Perfect.
What's this Christmas better than Nosferatu?
I know what Kent's giving me for Christmas. Kent, what is your least top?
Wolves.
Wolves?
Not wolves, but wolves.
Wolves.
This comes out September 27th. It is rated R, and it follows 2 lone wolf fixers who are assigned to the same job, starring George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and Amy Ryan.
Okay, where is this coming out?
Okay.
Because this has been a point that I can't quite get straight.
Apple TV Plus. So this is released, I believe, in theaters on the 20th and the week after on Apple TV Plus.
Man, that's crazy for a movie starring George Clooney and Brad Pitt.
Well, are they movie stars anymore?
Yes.
Are they?
Wait, you just mentioned they already have a sequel plan for this?
Do they?
Yep. A month prior to its release, they confirmed a sequel is already in the works.
Huh.
So
Here's why this looks interesting to me, because it looks like if this were the early 2000s and this kind of movie came out, I'd be like, yeah, that seems likable. But you don't see these kind of movies anymore, which is why I'm kind of upset that it is a streaming movie because it will be quickly forgotten. But I do think these.
You think
two,
so? Like Gray Man kind of quality?
Maybe. Apple TV Plus, I think they buy movies for a lot of money or pay a lot for them, and they know they're going to be bombs, but they have so much money they don't care.
Well, and Ken, it's directed by one of your favorite directors, John Watts, who did Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, and Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah. It's interesting, though, but like it's written and directed by him, so this must be like a thing of his. And I think he chose these two specifically to be in this movie, so maybe it's like he's waited to do a project like this.
Brad Pitt has had a better run recently than George Clooney, I think, with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Bullet Train.
Oh, yeah.
Clooney, what? I mean, was in like Hail Caesar like almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And
he's just doing his thing.
If you've seen the trailer, both of them are whispering the entire time. And they're like meant to be like serious hitmen, but they're whispering the whole trailer. And I'm just excited to see kind of like this sort of twisted take on not a buddy cop movie, but a buddy criminal movie. Yeah. So,
and those two do make a good pair.
They do.
Like when they're in Ocean's 11 and 12 and 13, they're some of the best parts of those movies when they're together.
Hey, John Watts directed numerous episodes of the parody television news series Onion News Network.
Oh.
So,
okay.
There you go.
Sure did.
That's a thing that happened. Kent, what is your fourth top?
Gladiator 2.
What?
I'm a Gladiator guy.
That couldn't even be your 5? That couldn't even be your 5, Kent?
Wait, should I put it as number 5 just to
Maybe.
make you happier with me?
Yes.
Are you disappointed in me?
A little.
Am I a 3.5 star friend? Please?
Sure, let's say 3.5 stars. Yes,
Well,
let's
every
say
movie
that.
starts.
Let's say that.
Every movie starts.
Every
movie starts
friend
at 3 because it got
starts
made and
at
got
3
distributed.
stars.
Yeah.
3-star friend?
No, I didn't say that. You said that.
Oh, is it true?
I'm not telling you.
Can't I give you 9 out of 10?
Yeah?
Stars or half stars?
No, just as Zack points.
Aw. You're getting more than a Christmas present this year.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to give you all my movies. Hey, Joel, what movies did you want to see?
Gladiator 2.
Yep.
Go see Gladiator 2.
Wait a minute. Yeah, so I love the first Gladiator, and look, it's been way too long since that movie came out, and I don't like the pandering. Even in the trailer, they recast
It's not a pander, it's a rhino.
Oh my goodness. But they recast Lucius from the first movie to kind of show flashbacks because they want to show his journey to where he became a slave and to a fighter and then to save the empire, whatever. I don't really care about that, but the action within the Colosseum, which I could always use more of, I'm totally into that. I don't know. I'm interested to see it. I remember the original Gladiator having really horrible trailers. They literally used ba with the ba in the trailer for the original Gladiator.
Well,
I mean,
ba with the ba?
Kid Rock, ba with the ba, the bang, the bang, biddy diddy boom. You want us to keep going?
Yeah, sure.
Ba.
Boogity beat.
Do you remember the song?
I thought when you said that, I thought you meant Bob Shabob Shabob, which I was like, that's a bold choice.
Whoa, Black Betty. Panda
Whoa,
lamp.
but Panda Lamp.
So-
It's not a panda, it's a rhino. How many times do I have to tell you this?
Paul
Kent?
Giamatti
What's
shows
even
up.
happening right now? But yeah, I am excited to see it. Even if it's not going to be very good, I am curious because I want to see historical epics return in some way. Even if this isn't the movie to make them great, I want to see other directors go, yeah, let's do that.
So you want to see a box office result just to get better movies?
Yes.
That's what makes you your number 4 most anticipated.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Don't be mad.
I'm not mad. I'm just even.
Joel, what is your fourth top?
My 4th top is My Hero Academia: You're Next, which I think is the sequel to that horror movie You're Next. I'm not sure.
it sure
And
is
this time
not.
it's set in a school.
Nope.
I don't know.
Anime.
You remember that time that Joel joke picked one of the most popular animes there is?
Yeah,
I bet that's
actually why.
one of the most successful movies of the
It
year.
probably will be.
Yeah.
Actually, it's one of those things where I have no concept. Like, I know people love it and people talk about it. People have recommended it. I've never seen a single episode of it.
I hear it's quite good.
But no, my actual pick is Speak No Evil. That comes out on September 13th. This is directed by James Watkins, who did The Woman in Black. But it stars James McAvoy.
Joel, why?
Kent, you're back in. James McAvoy.
I know, but why?
Mackenzie Davis and Scoot McNairy.
If
which I
you've
expect
seen
his
the
name,
trailer, you've seen the movie.
but I haven't.
Well, Scoot
Oh.
McNairy, he was in like 10 minutes of a Zack Snyder movie.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. But the plot summary. A family is invited to spend a weekend in an idyllic country house, unaware that their dream vacation will soon become a psychological nightmare. And this is a remake of a 2022 Danish film, which, you know, I love Danishes. So
I've seen it.
you've seen it. You've
Yeah.
seen this?
Uh-huh. No,
Crap.
sorry, not the American one. The Danish
The
version.
Danish one.
And you're already downplaying this one. So I'm already.
No, here's what I'm telling you.
I'm not getting after you. I'm now worried that I picked a
No,
lemon.
listen. Is it a good movie? Sure. Does it destroy your soul? Also, sure. Like it's
like
weird.
an A24 movie?
Yeah, it really is. That version, the Danish one, it kind of plays upon the people pleasing aspects of the Danish people, like how you're not going to say anything if people are acting strange around you. I don't know if that will translate to the American culture very much.
And that's what I'm hoping is, sometimes foreign films can be a little heavy and a little somber.
And that one is.
And so I'm hoping maybe this can be a little more amusing horror.
You will be so frustrated by this movie.
Yeah?
It's one of those where you're like, leave right now.
Yeah.
Safety if you leave.
But at the same time, I am one of those people that a lot of times, like, weird stuff happens. I'm like, I'm not even going to acknowledge that because that would be awkward for everybody.
Oh, no.
And so that means I'm going to get murdered by James McAvoy. Actual cannibal James McAvoy. But no, the reason I put this on here is because James McAvoy in a horror movie will always intrigue me. And this one, as I was watching the trailer, I got kind of goosebump chills, things happening. I'm like, oh no. And it was just enough in the trailer to pique my interest.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know much about it because I only watch, that one trailer. And then I'm like, that's good.
Okay.
So I put Speak No Evil in my top 4. I now wonder if that's something I shouldn't have done.
What is your third top, Joel?
My third top is Terrifier 3.
Oh,
I have not seen the first 2, but it sounds...
I will never recommend those movies to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I recognize the character of Art. Is that
Art the Clown.
Clown.
I've seen him everywhere, but those are not my style of movies. No, thank you. That's my joke pick because I'm going with Joker Folie à Deux. It's weird that this one keeps going on my least anticipated, and then my most anticipated, and then my least anticipated. But there's some. This is the movie. Todd Phillips is directing. Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga are in this, along with Brendan Gleeson and Catherine Keener. Plot summary: failed comedian Arthur Fleck meets the love of his life, Harley Quinn, while in Arkham State Hospital. Upon release, the pair embark on a doomed romantic misadventure.
Joel, this is also my number 3.
Is it? Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it could be number 1 because it's weird that they're making a movie like this. It's weird that we're getting a sequel to The Joker or just Joker.
A movie that was never supposed to have a sequel.
So that really appeals to me, but at the same time, it's like, we didn't want this back then.
Yeah.
Do we want it now? I'm really mixed on this one.
Well, so Joker was supposed to be the standalone film that was intended to, like they called it, DC Black Film Series. The standalone, kind of a darker take, experimental movie set in the same universe, but not connected to anything else.
Right.
And even Todd Phillips, the director, he said Joker was not set up to have one. But before filming wrapped on the first movie, Joaquin Phoenix told the director that he didn't feel ready to leave Arthur Fleck behind.
That's not a good thing.
And he says, this is what Joaquin Phoenix said. One night falling asleep, Phoenix had a dream that his character was performing on stage, telling jokes and singing, giving him the idea of possibly doing a sequel musical show with Phillips. So he had a fever dream and said, let's make that into a movie.
That's not good. It's weird that this was such an Oscar winner. I'm not weird that it's an Oscar winner, but it's weird that an Oscar movie like this and in that kind of role is now getting a sequel.
Yeah.
You just don't really see that often.
No, and it could water down
that also
the brand.
made well over $1 billion.
Yes, that's why
How?
It's getting a sequel.
Yeah,
that
truly.
honestly is why it's getting a sequel. If it would have been a moderate hit, it would have stayed a standalone. But I like the idea of this one because it's an experiment. This could be just a lot of fun and a lot of intrigue, but it also could be absolutely awful.
Is this going to be the La La Land of the musicals this year?
I don't know.
I do think Lady Gaga could make or break this movie. Because we've seen Joaquin Phoenix in this role, and you're like, oh, that's a really interesting take. Oh, he's crazy. I think Lady Gaga, did she go by that in this movie, or is she trying to be a real actress?
She's Lady Gaga.
Yes.
Not Stephanie something or other.
Coleman.
Stephanie Coleman Smith.
Yeah.
I think her part in the movie could really be like the selling point.
Could be. And one thing I think Zack will appreciate about this movie is the fact that they're not going to be using auto-tune because they are kind of going really raw with the vocals.
Like Les Miserables?
A little bit.
Except for in the trailer when they did.
But they said that they wanted to have the kind of raw, emotional, unstable singing. In fact, a lot of times they had like a live piano player in the room who would like go along with whatever tempo they were coming up with.
Okay.
And so they're trying, they wanted it to be, quote, nerve-wracking but honest singing.
Yeah, there's still a lot of auto-tune in the trailer, or pitch correction in the
These
trailer.
are good-looking movies, though.
They
grimy,
shockingly good-looking.
Good-looking.
I appreciate, but I don't know how audiences will respond to Lady Gaga not doing the classic Harley Quinn. Right?
She's not. No.
Are we happy about that, though?
Yeah, I am.
So tired of it.
I am, right?
Well, it's not the classic Joker.
Joker's been done so many ways. Why does Harley Quinn have to be chewing on bubblegum and saying pudding? You know, like I'm glad that there's finally a different interpretation of that character. So, boy, I'm intrigued.
How many think pieces are we going to see about toxic relationships, though, when this movie comes out?
Well, I will personally watch 0.
Sure. TikTok's going to go crazy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's going to happen. And Todd Phillips is one of those also intriguing directors where I'm like, how did you go from like old school to Joker Folie à Deux? Like, how does that work?
Well, how did the Farrelly brothers win an Oscar?
Good point. Green Book, anybody?
Nobody.
All right, Kent, what is your
I gave my third.
second top?
Yeah,
your third was Folie à Deux.
My top runner-up.
Wasn't that a Fall Out Boy album? Anyway.
Yeah, it really is. The Wild Robot.
Really?
Yeah.
The Duckling movie?
I cannot freaking wait. This comes out September 27th, and the synopsis is: after a shipwreck, an intelligent robot named Roz is stranded on an uninhabited island. To survive the harsh environment, Roz bonds with the island's animals and cares for an orphaned baby goose. This is a DreamWorks movie, and I know it's been 2 years, but DreamWorks is on a roll. After Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, which just surprised everybody.
Did?
Right?
Yes.
With the emotional core. And this movie looks like it was made to have an emotional core. I almost cried in the trailer.
Really?
I was like, I know I'll cry in this movie, and I am totally okay with it. It's stunning. The idea seems really cool. The way the robot, like, it even shows you in the trailer, it's like, how does a robot talk to animals? The robot learned their language and studied it.
What's this movie called?
The Wild Robot. Yeah, but Joel, I think you'll cry too.
Oh, I'm sure I will. But this was kind of a mediocre trailer for me. It was like, okay, another DreamWorks movie.
I cannot wait.
So I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I would love to feel an emotional feeling.
And obviously, like the themes, it's a story
About this movie.
Yeah, right.
Any emotional feeling.
This movie.
I don't care what. I would love to feel that.
But it's a story of motherhood and also being the runt of your litter, because both the robot and the goose are not meant to survive or exist, but still overcoming it all, which is a great message. And it's voiced by Lupita Nyong'o, Pedro Pascal, who is in literally every movie, and Bill Nighy. So sign me up.
Yeah.
Joel, what's your number 2?
I feel like a bit of a hypocrite here.
Go on.
Because I haven't seen 9 Lives, but I'm choosing 10 Lives. It's
10 Lives?
Yeah, it's a kitty. A movie
no,
about animated kitty.
Kevin Spacey back?
Maybe.
Actually, yes.
Oh, no.
I watched the trailer. It's terrible.
Yeah. But it's not my pick. That's my junk pick.
Wait, what is 10 Lives though for real?
It's an animated movie about a cat who gets 10 lives, but it's different animals to learn a lesson about life because it's a bad cat. It didn't look great. No, I do feel like a hypocrite though, because I'm choosing Beetlejuice.
Yeah, you're a hypocrite.
I'm shocked it hadn't been mentioned to this point in the other part.
I was not looking forward to this, and I'm still hesitant. But I've seen a couple things about this movie that make me go, that could be good. I might like that. This is directed.
It's the whole we don't want to use CGI thing, right?
Yeah, well, the practical effects thing, and also Michael Keaton stated he did not want Beetlejuice to be the focus of this because he was only in the original Beetlejuice 17 minutes. And he said, no, you can't load up with Beetlejuice. That will kill this movie.
And it's funny.
And in Joel's version, he's in it even less. It's weird.
Right. In March 2021.
For one line.
So in March 2021, we recorded an episode, the three of us, about movies that never happened, sequels that were announced but never happened.
Was it Beetlejuice on Holiday or something?
Beetlejuice in Hawaii and Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now they're both happening. Well,
It's almost like Hollywood's out of ideas.
Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian is not happening. This isn't that movie. That script was actually written back in 1990, and it got kicked around for a while, and then it ended up just getting shelved in like 2019.
And Nick Cage was kind of Superman in Flash.
Oh, no, you're right.
Happening. But yes, the plot summary of Beetlejuice is after a family tragedy, 3 generations of Deed's family return home to Winter River. Still haunted by Beetlejuice, Lydia's life is turned upside down when her teenage daughter, Astrid, accidentally opens the portal to the afterlife. I don't know if I'll love this movie, but something about the trailer that I saw and something about the little bits that I've been reading about it have made me go, but it could be fun. It could be fun.
Do you think Lydia would still be Lydia growing up like 30 years later? Do you think she acts just like she was when she was a teenager?
Well,
because that's what the trailer's selling here.
Okay, yes, because Winona Ryder is crazy. So it just feels like it's fine.
Oh, Christmas lights. Where's Will?
I was working in this movie, and I just feel like somebody was so.
But also, I feel like, and here's
so
the other
mean.
thing, they with Lydia, she actually at the end of Beetlejuice, spoiler alert, kind of comes around and isn't so goth, it isn't so dark,
yeah,
because she's like, oh no, life can be good, I can be happy, and that's fine. And I worry they're going to regress into that. Also, Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis are not returning here. And Gina Davis, she had a quote which made me laugh. She said that Adam and Barbara are not returning because, quote, our characters were stuck the way they looked when they died forever. So it's been a while. It's been a minute.
Oh, that's honest.
Yeah, we don't look like that.
So she wasn't like, oh, this is a cash grab and we would never want to be part of this.
No, she seems like, okay. I think they'll have a picture of them on the wall. Well, I don't think they have a picture because they can't get photographed. Anyway.
Yeah, okay.
But I love the original Beetlejuice. I think it's a fantastic film and a great comedy. And
do we feel like Michael Keaton will pull this off really well? Like based on visuals and bombastic nature,
he's pretty consistent,
reliable.
You drop him in any movie, and has he
ever been bad? But specifically in the last 20 years,
Flash.
He was actually not bad in the Flash. The Flash was bad.
Really? Let's get nuts.
I'm
just repeating.
If you get a script made of feces, Kent, you can only mold that script so much, but it's still a pile of feces.
Okay, yeah.
All right. What about honorable mentions? What are you looking forward to? But
a couple I have here. The Thicket. Peter Dinklage is an old West bounty hunter.
Wow, what?
Thick of it?
The Thicket. That's number 6. How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies.
Wait, are these joke ones?
No, these are like ones. Is
this like Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead?
No, it's a Japanese movie about a kid trying to ingratiate himself with his grandma who's going to die, and he wants to get her money, but then learns a life lesson.
Okay.
The Substance with
you made these movies up. Are these on Tubi?
Demi Moore and Dennis Quaid.
No,
you take this pill and it turns you into like an alternate version of yourself.
What? Why are you a hipster all of a sudden? You're
Never Let Go. This is Halle Berry and her boys in a cabin. That one almost made my list because that trailer was intriguing.
It is. Yeah,
I like that one. So if you go watch the trailer for Never Let Go, the Outrun. It just has Saoirse Ronan in it.
That's all you need.
That's all I need. Monster Summer, Mel Gibson and like Stranger Things.
What?
Kind of a cool little mix there.
I've never heard of most of these.
Piece by Piece. This is the kind of a biopic for Pharrell, but it's Legos. He wanted his biopic made in like Legos. And that was kind of a cool concept to me. Here, the Tom Hanks and Robin Wright Robert Zemeckis movie.
Oh, yeah.
Intriguing enough. Blitz, Saoirse Ronan's in it. And then Heretic. Because there's a weird part of me that's like, because what if they actually betray the church? They're missionaries.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That's in my honorable mentions as well. Heretic almost made my list.
Hugh Grant in an A24 movie.
But like, so like I'm going to go see this movie, right?
Yeah. And
I'm going to be
let me know.
The next day, I'm going to come to work and I'm going to say, Joel, I saw the movie. And you're going to say, well, embarrassing or like justice?
Yes.
And I'd be like, it was hard to watch every single second. I couldn't even think about if it was valid or not because it just kind of hurt to watch.
But it kind of was a Saw movie, though.
Yeah. So
a psychological.
But you know what I'm going to say? By the end, I'm going to be like, honestly, kind of spiritual message. Like for real, I feel like it will. Anyways, that's on my list. Beetlejuice. You know, I gave you a hard time, but I'm interested. Smile 2.
I haven't seen Smile 1,
2.
So I avoided the trailer because I'm saving Smile 1 for this Halloween.
I just love the viral marketing campaign of Smile where they just showed up at Major League Baseball games.
It's just messed up.
And like got security called on them.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, put it on your Halloween list.
Yeah,
the first one. And then see what you think. And then Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim.
The animated one, right?
Yeah. I didn't want to put this in my top 5 list because who knows? This is like a 2-hour, 20-minute animated movie. And it's more like literally anime inspired. And it's all about like way back when about the origin of Helm's Deep and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I'll be curious to see it. It could look cool, but it could just be a disaster because anything affiliated with Lord of the Rings at this point is bad.
But it could be good.
We'll see. Yeah.
All right. There's some stuff that you haven't talked about. I'm curious. What's your number 1?
Well, we're going to leave the stuff that we haven't talked about for Joel because my number 1 is Nosferatu, hands down. This thing looks so gorgeously dark and kind of off-putting. Right? I think that's maybe just Robert Eggers style altogether, but I can't wait. I need a moody movie, and I wish it was coming out for Halloween season.
They have Junie Moody movies.
Judy movie movies. But I am very excited. We talked all about it. Anyways, I cannot wait for Nosferatu.
All right. My number 1 is pretty exciting. It's Hit Pig. Have you heard of Hit Pig? Ted Lasso is a hit pig. He's like a hitman, but he's a pig.
What?
Yeah. It's terrible.
It's an animated movie.
It's an animated movie.
Obviously.
With Jason Sudeikis.
I was hoping his last joke pick would be an Amy Adams movie. Anyway.
No, sorry.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, my number one, oddly enough, and it's just because as I was going through the movies, I kind of just said, well, what do I want to see most? And I'm not going to be able to see it for a bit because it's Saturday night.
Okay. That's what I wondered.
October 11th, Saturday night is coming out. It's directed by Jason Reitman, who did Thank You for Smoking, Juno, Up in the Air, and Ghostbusters Afterlife, all of which I liked to varying degrees. And he's the son of Ivan Reitman. Jason Reitman is who directed Ghostbusters and Kindergarten Cop. But plot summary. At 11:30 p.m. on October 11, 1975, a ferocious troupe of young comedians and writers changed television forever. Find out what happened behind the scenes in the 90 minutes leading up to the first broadcast of Saturday Night Live. And for some reason, the concept of doing a movie about just the lead up for the premiere of Saturday Night Live was like, they can make a whole movie out of that?
Yeah.
And the cast, because here's the thing, I was only able to watch part of the trailer.
Is there just a red band one?
As far as I can tell.
Oh, okay.
And it just got to the point where I'm like, all right, that's enough for me. But I got the concept of it. But this movie, they actually did, Reitman interviewed living members of the cast of Saturday Night Live to get the actual events of what happened. So it's not just like some, hit piece on what these people probably did.
Yeah.
They got real stories. And I'm sure this will make me like the cast probably a little less.
Yeah, Chevy Chase especially.
Yes. And I'm sure that the cast will not be happy with some of their portrayals on here. But it was just interesting to me as I watched this being like, I like that idea because Saturday Night Live has been a historical series for, all the years it's been on. We did a whole episode about it. And I feel like getting this little insight and seeing the cast and like who they're playing, that was fun to be doing like, oh, I know who that is.
Right.
I know who that is. This is why I'm excited to see Saturday Night.
Okay.
But Saturday Night is an interesting one because it's part of this new cinematic universe of massively successful corporate thing.
Yeah.
Right. It's the Tetris. The BlackBerry movie.
Yep.
There's all these things that
It's like, you want to know the history? Never cared? Here you go.
And it has the prequel problem of like, we don't know what's going to happen to this massively successful show that's been on for almost 50 years.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I think it's trying too hard to be an Oscar movie.
You think it's going for Oscar? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't get that vibe.
Casting is outstanding.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I don't like the Nicholas Braun who plays Jim Henson. I think it's not.
Well,
not
I feel like
working
it's
for me.
such a tiny thing, though.
Yeah.
That feels like an impersonation, but I like
Right.
that whoever they have playing Lorne Michaels, like spot on.
Gabrielle LaBelle, I think it is.
And then I did see, I think it was one of the Russo brothers on Twitter who was like, the trick here is that they figured out how to get like the next group of Hollywood stars on the screen.
Okay.
Like he's basically saying like, you're going to meet these people, but you're going to continue to see them.
Those band of
this
brothers, essentially.
could potentially be like, we'll years from now go back and go, oh my gosh, look at who's in this movie.
Yeah.
But again, it's just kind of this weird genre of movie that's come out in the last few years of, again, massively successful corporate thing
Yeah.
that you get a little insight.
It's like a who would have thunk sort of movie.
Yeah, and you get a little insight on it. And I think for the most part, movies like this have been pretty good.
Well, and from what I understand about this one in particular is that it was an absolute mess and there's no way this show should have succeeded.
Right.
And yet, like I said, been on
Nearly
long time.
50 years.
Decades.
Interesting. Okay, so no Complete Unknown, the Timothy Chalamet Bob Dylan movie.
Oh,
No. You were spot on in your intro there.
Just award bait, right? How about Y2K? Kyle Mooney, A24.
I watched part of that trailer.
Horror comedy.
I'm out. They all, Zack, you ruined me for movies. They all have iPhone face.
Yep.
All these kids who we're in 1999, it's Y2K, it's iPhone face. And I know it's a horror movie and that's kind of fun. I just don't care.
Yeah, there's something about it, right? It's kind of weird. I think you got it all.
Yeah.
There's an Amy Adams movie. Don't look it up.
So then to recap real quick, Kent, why don't you give me your 5 flops?
All right, Venom: The Last Dance, Red 1, Kraven the Hunter, Wicked, and Mufasa.
Whereas I picked Megalopolis, Wicked, Gladiator 2, Venom: The Last Dance, and Mufasa the Lion King.
Okay.
A lot of matches there.
Yeah.
And then for my top ones I want to see before the end of the year, or at least, soon thereafter, Nosferatu, Speak No Evil, Joker, Folie à Deux, Beetlejuice, and Saturday Night.
Mine are Wolves, Gladiator 2, Joker, Folie à Deux. Oh, that's kind of fun to say. The Wild Robot, and Nosferatu.
I'm disappointed none of you put We Live in Time.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh. And the weird...
The horse.
The weird horse.
The meme horse. If you haven't seen the horse, Joel, check out Twitter.
It is an A24 romantic dramedy.
Oh, yeah.
It's like My Life.
Look at that horse.
Exactly. No.
I literally Googled We Live in Time horse, and wow.
He's got jump scared at the end of the show.
Terrifying.
So horrifying.
Yes. Anyway, but let us. Now I guess I look at memes.
Zach, he can't finish the show now. He saw the horse.
But let us know if we missed any of the picks you are looking forward to before the end of 2024. Let us know on Instagram. Let us know on Facebook. Let us know on Twitter, because I do enjoy sometimes you guys totally didn't talk about this movie. And I'll be like, oh, that's right, I didn't talk about the movie. Or, oh, that's right, I didn't talk about that movie. Depends how I'm feeling. But that's how we want to hear from you on social media.
Before we go, we want to thank some patrons in a couple of categories, including the I and the Listener tier, which is Ryan and Marley, Lady Terry A. Finley, Jennifer Kilkowski, Adam and Rachel Crump, Scott Booberry Boys Unite Sprague. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Booberry Boys, Scott. Sir and Madam Hicks, Some Guy, Shannon West, Rocky and Steph, Taylor Sanderson, Angela Platts, Casey Cummings, Juice the Cooler King Swallow, and then we have the Bacon Council, which is Nicole Deke Hale, the one, the only Chris Anderson, Stephen Everyone's Favorite Ross, Her Royal Highness Jessica Terry, Star Wars expert Kyler, our favorite couple, the Madsons, the other Brit, Johnny English, Glow Clendaniel, Debbie Foster, and Beaker.
Thank you, patrons. You are the Megalopolis. But if you want to find me, you can find me at 76Joel on Twitter. You can find me performing with Quick Wits. They perform at the Midville Performing Arts Center in the studio at the Parker Theater. For more details, go to qwcomedy.com or go to the Quick Wits Facebook page.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kenny3DD. You can read my movie reviews at ShowtimeShowdown.com.
If you'd like to connect with me, you can do so on Twitter and Instagram at Tumbling Mustard. But more importantly, make sure you're following Baconsale. Please like that Facebook page and then go to @Baconsale on Twitter and Instagram. After you've done that, go to tpublic.com/Baconsale and get yourself some merch. And then if you like what's going on here and you want to support us further, visit patreon.com/Baconsale. Support starts at just $3 a month and you can get access to all sorts of behind the scenes fun, including our mostly weekly Bacon Bits where, I go on a rant about celebrities and then we all talk about Chick-fil-A. It's a good time. Patreon.com/Baconsale. So until next time,
Eddie, no wizard that there is or was is ever gonna bring me down.
Fozzie Bear?
totally.
Just barely wash the blood off. Why am I bleeding?
I'm on myself now. I got an OLED, bruh.
No cap? You have an OLED?
Skibbity. Yeah, this show's bussin'. The life they could have had.
Oh, they're like turds in the wind. I am actually George Lucas's jowl. We doing that again?
We do the bouncy.
Always.
The bounce is that.
Don't roll your eyes, Zach.
Zach, we go this way and we bounce.
So Russian immigrant. Russian. Okay.
Russian him again.
I feel bad for immigrants. Okay.
This was the sword of Maximus.
Yes.
You should feel something now.
Cool. By the way. Cool.
Get with the times, brah.
Am I a 3.5-star friend? Please.
Sure. Let's say 3.5 stars. Yes.
Well,
let's say that.
movie.
Which I love Danishes.
Is it a good movie? Sure. Does it destroy your soul? Also, sure.
I'm not even going to acknowledge that because that would be awkward for everybody. I would love to feel an emotional feeling.
Honestly, kind of spiritual message.
It just scared me.
Are you okay?
It pounced out from under the chair like as I
Oh, you're afraid of cats now?
No, I was talking about heretic. It scared me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She becomes a dog at night.
What?
It's like my life.
Look at that horse. Oh, no.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm defying gravity. Look at me, Eddie. This horse is defying gravity. The wizard and I see skies of green, green emeralds too. And I think to myself, when you stand with the wizard, what a wonderful wizard of Oz dancing through life. But I want to get into the school. Here's to the fools who dream.